What is an escrow account? That is an easy question. A lot of people don't understand what's included in escrow and what does it mean. Now, here's the thing about escrow. There's two different types of escrow when you're buying a house. Now, the first one you're going to experience is when you're actually putting in an offer in the home and you have to come up with your good faith deposit. That's going to sit in escrow. Okay. A title company or an escrow agent or an attorney is going to hold on to that escrow, right? Because all that means is it's money being held for another purpose by a third party. Okay. Until closing. And then you get that money back at closing. And it typically goes towards the total cost to buy the house, which includes your down payment and your closing costs. But after you close and you have your mortgage, there's another kind of escrow. Okay. And this escrow goes into paying your taxes, paying your homeowner's insurance, paying any mortgage insurance that is due on the loan, flood insurance, and any other type of insurances that might be required on the property. So, what does that do? Why do we escrow? Well, there's a huge risk to the lender if you don't pay things like your property taxes. If you don't pay your property taxes, that will then put a lien against the house, which will trump the mortgage. Meaning, if you foreclose, then the people that are going to get paid first, it's going to be the township, it's going to be the city, right? The township, the city, whoever's collecting your real estate taxes. And then whatever's left over goes to the lender. So there's a huge risk that the lender won't be made whole in the case of foreclosure. So they like to pay your property taxes on your behalf through an escrow account. Okay. Now, what that means is basically you take your property taxes, you divide it by 12. Okay. And that amount of money gets added to the escrow payment and gets added into your escrow account. So then by the time the taxes are due, there's enough in there to pay the bill. So they're not making interest on this money. They're not using it against you. I have a lot of clients and they prefer to pay the taxes on their own. Just know you can do that. You are allowed to pay the taxes and the homeowner's insurance on your own by yourself, not through an escrow account. But there could be a increase in your interest rate if you do that. There could be a difference in your payment if you do that, in your principal and interest payment, because they have to offset that risk. There are some loan programs, like your government loans, where you're not allowed to pay your taxes on your own. Now, homeowners insurance, that's a little bit different. That's not as high of a liability. However, it is a liability if your insurance lapse. And let's say you have a house fire and the house burns down. Well, now you don't have homeowners insurance and there's no way to rebuild the house. There's no way to rebuild the property, and the bank again, now where there should be a house has a land. It just has a long piece of land with a burnt house on it. Okay, so it's risky for them to allow you to pay because we need to make sure that these things don't lapse, these things don't miss payments, and they're not past due. Okay, so as you're learning, most of the questions to most answers are, to mitigate risk. Okay, so that's what's included in your escrow account. Now, the things you can't pay outside your escrow account are your mortgage insurance. Okay, that is technically a loan fee that gets paid every single month. And that's pretty much it. The insurances and whatnot you can pay on your own. However, you want to make sure that you don't miss a payment and you don't have your insurance lapse, and especially with the real estate taxes. But what your escrow account is part of your mortgage payment if you choose to have an escrow account. And when someone gives you your total payment, typically they're giving you that in there. So they're saying, okay, this is what your total payment's going to be. That's what's included as well. So it's your principal, your interest, your taxes, your insurances, everything when they say this is your total mortgage payment. Now, if someone's giving you a mortgage payment that seems really low compared to what the taxes are for the house, you might want to question whether or not that's just principal and interest, or is that everything? Okay, so be prepared. Don't forget to like, share, comments if you have any other questions, and subscribe to my channel.